All right, team, we ready to get started? All right, ready to go? How is everybody?
I'm a winner. I'm gonna get going.
All right, thanks. Fired up. Don't just leave me up here by myself. Golly. All right, so we got a big day planned. A lot of awesome content, a lot of big things coming up. But we start the same way every time. Hey, how are you?
Yes, are you?
We start the same way every time. We believe in creating an authentic environment built on the foundation of productivity and collaboration to inspire our people to achieve their business goals, design their legacy worth leaving. I say it every time, but we constantly see this come alive in numbers. I love numbers. I'm a numbers guy for sure, and I love numbers because they tell a story. They tell the story of what our agents doing to help solve problems for consumers, and then build an awesome business. We see that come alive every day. So with that said, I wanted to shout out a couple of people who went to train the presenter the last couple of days. Raise your hand high. Awesome. What'd you think of it?
It was great.
It's scary stuff,
And
isn't it?
scary, yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible. I should know more. But
Yeah.
what do we get you out of your comfort zone? So a huge hand. Let's give a hand to those individuals that had the courage to do that last. Because it's scary. That is all about what are the things, what are the tactics, what are the things I have to pay attention to when I'm presenting? How do I present better? Right. And it's not just about teaching, it's about presenting to our clients. Every day we're presenting to our clients, we're going to kind of talk about why that's such an important piece of the puzzle. When we go through a model from a guy named Matt, what was his name? Matt Miali, who's sold more than 500 units. So we'll get to that shortly. The other thing, everybody that was at the awards, let's give a shout out to Kristen and Holly and the operations team for putting on an amazing award festival. That day was so special. It's awesome to watch everybody get recognized for the amazing service provided through 2025. And the numbers show that. So it was an awesome thing. With that said, we can't do things with great partners without great partners. Artavon, why don't you come up here and tell them who you are? Hi, sorry. Let's get my hand.
I have one. Hold on. I'll be quick 45 minutes. My name is Arvon with America's Preferred Home Warranty. Most of you know me, so I'm not going to talk about home warranty and any of that stuff because as a company, we realize it's not your job to learn about it. How many of you want to study home warranty? Thank you. So we actually hold out a consultation line. So we speak to your client on your behalf. We explain the whole warranty to them. We let them choose. Just like we let them choose a contractor, now we let them choose a warranty. All you do on your end, you schedule a consultation call. We call them and say, hey, this is Artavon from APHW, calling on behalf of Tiffany. Just want to go over the warranty with you. If that's something that you like, we can send an invoice to the closing attorney. If you don't want it, just let us know when you move. If you move in and something breaks, give us a call back. So we do that on your behalf. Now, just for scheduling, three things will happen. Number one, their name goes into our concierge. That means that once a season, we're going to reach out to that homeowner and say, hey, this is Artavon from APHW calling on behalf of your agent, Tiffany. Just wanted to know if you need to file a claim on anything. If they do, we file a claim for them. Second question is, Tiffany wants to know if you have any real estate needs that you like, they'd like her to reach out to you. So we do your follow-up call for you. We do a database nature. Also, just for scheduling, we cover 100% of your areas on emission. Your E&O deductible up to 5,000 or 100% of it. That means your client doesn't have to buy anything. They don't even have a way of buying it. It's not a sales call because even if your client says, "Oh, this is great, I want to pay for it over the phone," there is not a way for us to take a payment. This is strictly made so that you don't have to spend time learning the home warranty or be afraid of breaking up the home warranty. We will take care of that for you. This is my card. I have more than one. Promise. So I'll be back there. I'll leave some here for you as well. If you have any questions, please text me. I'd love to talk to you guys. Thank you.
We got asked. Back to our borders. Yeah.
Chili?
Oh. But you guys.
No, not yet. Not yet.
All right. That makes sense. So tell me something good. This has been an awesome couple of months. Can you believe it's already month?
It's hard.
It's a lot of stuff. So I'm sure a lot of great things have happened over the last couple of months. Who's helped? Whose bucket do you want to fill? Give me three.
Midge here got her first deal from an open house over the weekend.
I want to fill Christina Green and Tony's bucket for setting up the Red Day stuff. Very excited about that.
Well,
Audra Claire over here had an in-office consult yesterday and signed her first buyer.
The lead on.
awesome. Way to go. Following up. Pointing how that works.
Yeah.
Give me one more. Double.
Daylight savings.
It's great. 7:30. I can get that out the door.
It's fair.
It's nice. What's sunlight? Sunlight. Awesome. Guys. Who's new to the office or to the KW Charleston family in the last 30 days? Well, let's give them a hand. Sure.
I'm Audra Claire.
Audra Claire. Cameron. Nice to meet you.
Nikki Friday.
Nikki's here.
Nikki Friday. You don't even want to.
Kelly. Awesome. Shout out to Jillian, she's an amazing commercial agent, so if you have any questions around commercial, she just joined. Reach out to Jillian, she absolutely has a lot of experience in that space. All right, this is exciting stuff, this is, come on up. Give Winnie a hand. Yeah, careful now. So over the last, I don't know, few weeks, Winnie and I have been talking a lot about her transition. She's moved out of the director of growth role, and she is now creating a partnership in the branding, marketing space as a benefit for the agent base. So there's going to be a lot more information about this. Do you have anything to say about it?
Yeah, so a couple of years ago, I created brand real estate marketing really because I saw a bunch of talented real estate agents with cringe-worthy stuff that they were posting on social media, and honestly, it made me embarrassed for you. So I decided to start REM. Also, it's not usually in the top 20% of what you guys should be doing. Like you should be using your prospecting and enhancing it with marketing. So what REM does is we basically enhance it with marketing for you on behalf of you, and it's very like inline, on brand. We have real human beings that type things and create designs and manage your social media, newsletter management, do branding and content strategy, etc. So scan this and you can learn a little bit more, get on the wait list as we announce, unfold the rest of the partnership details.
Awesome.
I'm really excited about this. One of the things that the biggest challenge and agents that I talk to on a daily basis usually comes back to marketing, brand, them not understanding or knowing how to do it, or not having the skill set or the time to invest in building it. But we also know right now in this kind of world of attraction and visibility, right, with social media, that branding and personal brand specifically is massively, massively important. So this partnership is going to be awesome. So keep an eye out for more information. All right, Kelly, come teach us about Keller Homeowners. Let's get right.
Guys, we got last week in a really boring 3-day meeting all about mortgage, forecast, and all that stuff so that you don't have to. So, here are some of this is just some of the information about what is coming in 2026 for estimates and all the really smart people put together for us. So, inflation, do y'all know that inflation is one of the biggest drivers of mortgage rates? Okay, great. So, inflation, basically our core inflation is 2.8 right now. They've been wanting to get a 2.5, 2 better, but 2.5 is kind of that sweet spot for the Fed. So they are actually, after they redo all of the numbers, the forecast is to be at 2.5% inflation. Now, what could change this is war stuff, Iran, all those kind of things. So take this with a grain of salt because this has changed in the last week and a half. But they're predicting 2.5% inflation, which is going to be our sweet spot, so that rates are going to hold steady again. So the Fed funds forecast rate. So they were predicting before everything 2 more rate cuts before the end of the year. This is all finished line, 3 days. But so the Fed funds rate to 2.875. What that's going to do is that is going to drive the treasury. And so treasury investment corresponds opposite mortgage bonds because people either choose mortgage bonds or treasuries to invest in. So if this goes down to 2.875, that is great for our mortgages. But what that's going to do is kind of lock us in, like I said, last market update last month. And we're not predicting rates to actually fluctuate much for the next year. So that's the biggest message right now is rates are where they are. Let's go get some sales. So what's that next? Okay, so this is the forecast for mortgage rates. And everybody has an opinion. They're all different. So I just put them all here. So Fannie Mae is the one that actually sells the loans. Theirs is the most optimistic. But Fannie Mae has been really wrong because in 2020, they were the ones that helped us all go. Remember the whole married house date the rate thing? They're the ones that helped us with that. That was so wrong. So we don't really want to listen to Fannie Mae. So I went and advertised 5.9. But everybody else is kind of in line with this 6.2 is kind of the average, or 6.175. MBS Highway, which is where a lot of the experts, they won the Crystal Ball Award like 10 years in a row for predicting what's going on in the mortgage rate market. They're predicting 5.7. So that's great. Don't advertise that. What this says is nobody really knows what's going on. The average rate right now is 6.25 with 1 point. Okay. So that's the average going rate. Almost every loan going on right now has a point associated with it. So we want to for our clients to not be scared of that. So if you are talking to your clients about rates and stuff like that, tell them not to be scared of the point. We can get the seller to pay it. It ends up being great. A great way to advertise that. And if you don't know how that works, talk to me. I will show you that strategy and how it can save somebody $10,000 off the purchase price. They can about $52 a month, $10,000 off to buy down the rate and save them over $200 a month. Monthly payments what matters, rate doesn't matter. All right. Okay. So the real estate forecast. Now this is nationwide, because these were the numbers for the nation. But the home prices year over year, their NAR is again one of the more optimistic because they're the real estate, just like Fannie Mae is the optimistic over the rates. They're predicting home prices to go up 4% year over year. Now our market has been a little bit safer. And so when we narrow it down, I didn't put it up here, but the Southeast is how they narrowed it down. They're predicting our home appreciation to be right around this year over year. That's still a really strong market. And now typically you're in Charleston, all the businesses coming into town, things like that. So you might experience that, you might not, depending on if Lennar decides to some places started. So but you can see real estate, the gist of this real estate still a really big investment. They're still predicted to have appreciation in real estate, existing home sales. So this is where we all live. Again, NAR is really excited about this market. They're expecting 14% growth in existing home sales. Everybody else is a little bit more optimistic, but none of these numbers are in the negative. So if you are not positive about the great things coming this year for real estate, you can talk to them. So can you talk to too? but know that it's still a good investment. The gist of this is real estate is a great investment. If you haven't bought a home, buy one. Because then that and so these are all the things that affect mortgages. Unemployment rate affects mortgages. That number is expected to be at 4.875. If it goes over 4, rates will come down just a hair. Okay, if it hits 5, they're going to come down a little bit more. So we're at estimated 4.8% based on how jobs are getting harder to find. The core inflation, they're ending 2.5. Rates are staying where they are. Fed funds rate, right under 3. Mortgage rate. Now this is one of the more optimistic ones, so I'm gonna tell you, don't quote this. But this is just one of the things that MBS highlights for. Yes, ma'am.
So how the unemployment rate, which is going up, I mean, comes with bring rates down, and inflation was going up, but you're left to drive out that. How does that work with interest rates? You know, one would bring them down, one would bring them up. How does that work?
So it's all kind of a balancing act. So when inflation goes, when unemployment goes up, people tend not to spend money.
Right.
So when people don't spend money, prices of things come down because we're supply and demand in the market. And so what happens is prices come down, inflation goes down. So if unemployment goes up, inflation typically comes in the opposite direction. So unemployment up, inflation down. And so when both of those things happen, mortgage rates come down.
Right, but inflation's gonna go up. I mean, gas prices have already, like you said, left.
Exactly.
Well, they are going up. I mean, they have.
Well, so
I'm just saying, if you have one that would bring prices, interest rates down, and one that would bring them up, how do they work together?
rates kind of stay flat. So basically, the oil traders, I don't know how much y'all want to know about on this, but last week they were 125 barrels. Now they're at 90 today.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
They were 80 before.
they were.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's
So,
that.
and then they're coming back down.
I'm 6%. I mean, plus, so if they stay on 6%, I mean, you're pretty, you've heard about it. I'm like, cents, no.
Exactly, 6% is great.
It's a point last year. I mean,
Yes, we are watching.
yeah. So it should be changing. For fixtures. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, also, out of the 10 or 12 loans that we're closing right now, I don't have a single one priced at over 5.5%. Oh, because the sellers stay focused. So we are closing between 4.875 and 5.5% because we negotiated instead of price increases, which hurt the market because things together. We're doing seller concessions to reduce interest rates, which is making help. Okay. So basically all of this, it's a great market. Get out there. Also, something I will share with y'all. I had part of it was somebody dove into the whole statistic. I can't talk today, but the average first-time home buyer is 40 years old.
First time.
Average first-time home buyer. So basically, what they did is they kind of called that study out a little bit. That was only a study of 10,000 people. So when you go into the bigger study, there's like 5 or 6 other people who also did the study. CoreLogic's one of them, stuff like that. They have way bigger tools. The average first-time home buyer is 72. So know that statistic, it doesn't matter if they are only in a contract, they can buy a house. Go get them. If you need to take the fear out of them, I'm happy to help. I do that all. So any other questions?
I think that you should mention that Keller Home Loans is actually part of Mutual of Omaha now. Went for your.
So Keller Home Loans was actually started from Mutual of Omaha. And so we've got a huge network behind us. And for those of you who are just in the recent hours, we've got some real partnership opportunities for you as an agent. If you want to monetize mortgage, you want to figure out ways to grow your business, ways to add extra income, or create a new marketing budget, call me. I can help with all of that and help you figure out how to actually increase your income so that you can do some of the other things like hire Winnie to do your marketing for you. Okay, any other questions?
It's good plan. Ultimately, there are a lot of things going on in the world, right? And that creates what? Uncertainty, right? And fear. But it all comes back to this idea that people don't pay for information, they pay for organization and application based off what their current problem is, what their goal is, and how they can solve it and make it and feel good about it. And that's where we come in. So having great partners like Kelly, understanding at some of these concepts in inflation, the impact on the mortgage market. Yes, all of those are things that we have to understand. We have to also understand there's a lot of fear, but that doesn't stop us from being able to solve somebody's problem and make them feel good to hit their goal in real estate. Right? Does that make sense? So we'll do more trainings. We're going to get the vision slides out. Maybe we'll do like a training or something on the vision slides from family meeting. We can talk a little bit more in depth about that this day. So our top performers for February. Want the date on the left, year to date on the right. Getting better at this.
I know.
It's been taking 10 years. So let's give a huge hand for these teams. Great start to the year for those teams and our top teams in up to 3 licenses. Let's give a hand for them. Top individuals. I see some of all of these individuals as well as the teams in the room. But a huge month for Robin. That's awesome. And let's get them.
Ollie. Hey guys, you guys know I nerd out on command. I say it every time. And so on Tuesday, I will be teaching a class, March 17th. We're going to talk about working with your KW website. So these are included in command. It's a little applet on the left side, and we're going to fully customize this. One, I want to make sure that your information is up to date. You got an up-to-date headshot, phone number, logos, whatever you need. And then we're going to go in and we're really going to work on customizing some of these pages where you can customize your price range that shows up on your featured homes. We can add your own custom pages. And I know, have you guys all seen where it's like about me, search for homes, and then more, and there's a lot of tools under more, and you guys want to move those around? Guess what? We can move them around and we can make a whole little drop down of like seller information with some drop downs, buyer information, and some drop downs. Yes.
It's very important for people that are new to Keller Williams to know that our network is very active in referrals.
Yes.
If you don't fill out your information correctly and someone else is looking from another city for an agent in Charleston and you have incomplete information, they'll just skip over you.
100%. 100%.
Great point.
If you have an updated headshot and you notice that your command headshot is like, this is a really old photo, I don't know where to update this at, we're going to kind of go over that in the class to make sure that you guys have all the information that you want in these pages. So it's going to be a really fun class. I have it booked out for an hour, but if we need to go longer, I'll keep my schedule open because it will be a good one. And then on the right, this was the quarterly schedule that I ran this past quarter. I'm going to rotate all of this again. And if there's anything you guys see that I didn't teach, we'll kind of switch something out. Okay. But that's kind of what we've got looking forward to. And I hope to see you guys Tuesday. Yes.
It's new. Is it, are you going to be in like West Alabama? I'm much better like in person.
I will be in the West Ashley office. I'm doing it over Zoom so I can record it and upload it to our so all the trainings I've done have been uploaded to our YouTube channel.
Yes, you know.
I will be at the desk. However, you guys all know there's a QR code at my desk. It says get with Holly. You can schedule a one-on-one and we can meet afterwards to go over any like specific needs that you have. Okay. All right. Well, I look forward to seeing you guys Tuesday, 12:30 virtually. Thanks.
Right.
You want to speak to this?
I won't come up there though. So, if you guys have had.
Russ.
Russ. Yes, ma'am. If you're wondering who you contact about being bullied, it's HR and that one. There you have it. So,
Wait.
if you ever showed up to a listing appointment and the client already has a Zillow estimate or a Zestimate of what their house is worth, and then you're panicking because the number you have was totally different, come to the CMA class because not only will you learn how to price the house right, I'll give you a script on how to handle that same objection for those clients. A lot of times we know what we know, but we get out scripted. So I want to help you with the script. I also want to help you pin down the addresses and what it's worth. So get your pen and paper out because I want you to do this address. And you come on Monday, I want you to have a price of what you would list this particular house with. Raise your hand when you're ready to write. Only one person ready to write, 2 people ready to write, 3 people ready to write. 322 Sedona, Sedona Drive. That is in the lovely Cane Bay. Come ready with, I know. 322 Sedona Drive, have what you think the house is worth on Monday, and we're going to actually do this one live. And then any other addresses that you have, we're going to do it live that day. We're going to start with 322 Sedona Drive.
So we can write something that we did watch. So
You're going to come with Nancy? How many do you want to bring? We're going to negotiate now. How many? Come on. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Basic script inside is that the A in Zillow stands for accuracy.
Absolutely. Got the joke, there's no day in here, so.
Lunch, and we learned very valuable lesson about RSVPing today, right?
Yes.
Okay, RSVP. All right. Need a quarter so I can climb up. On March 19th, we're gonna have free CE with Kelly, reverse mortgage for purchase. This will be in our West Ashley office. Guys, we're coming up on license renewals. If you're not set your license to be renewed this year, you can still get ahead on that. That is a surprise, I think, sometimes for agents. You can get ahead on your CE. 16 total hours being a realtor with CTAR. So you need 16 total hours. We'll send out many emails. Yep. So this is going to help you get started. And we'll have more coming up as well. March 24th, we have Sarah Waycaster teaching the open house blueprint. Yes. Oh, you're teaching it too? No, it's my birthday. No, it's not. It is the other Sarah Picard. And Kristen's daughter. And my daughter's birthday as well. Yes. She is like the queen of open houses. Let me move this too so y'all can get that to sign up. Everybody good? Okay. We will also have lunch, so please register. Orientation. So we are doing this on March 27th from 9 to 12, where you meet the entire team. I know some of you guys are new in the last 30 days. If you have not been through it, please come to this. You'll get to meet the broker, team leader. Obviously, you see us up here, but you'll get to know the resources of being a part of Keller Williams. Anything you want to add to that? Nope. Okay. Another free CE class, which will be taught by Start. It is CL 100, and that is April 7th. Over there. Yeah. Okay, how many, Kristen? 16 total. Yep, 16 total. Yeah. All right, this is gonna be a really great one. April 9th, mastering the buyer consultation. Sean Cleary, his business is primarily buyers, and he loves it. So we've heard him talk about how he does his consultations. He's very thorough. If you have always wondered how to up your game on the buyers or buyer consultations, he's the guy to learn from. So please sign up for this. We're excited about it. It will be like the listing workshop class. So he'll go through his buyer consultation, the prep before it, the actual consultation, and then the follow-up from there. And then you'll have Q&A and then workshop time afterwards to be able to go through it. Okay. Any questions you want to add?
So Sean did something like 100 buyers on it. Shoot.
I don't know about you, that sounds ridiculous to me. Right? And he still loves what he does. That also sounds crazy. And the reason that his buyer consultation on the front end is so robust, so in detail and so detailed is so that he saves time on the back end and showing property. His system, his model around buyer consult is one of the best I've ever seen. Because it makes the client truly understand that one, you understand them, two, you can help them, three, they can trust you, right? And that you're there as their partner. And you're actually saving time. He would not have been able to do 100 buyers if it wasn't for this consultation and this model that he follows. And we have the opportunity to learn from one of the best in the business at it. So go and show us.
So West Ashley.
It is in West Ashley, yes. All right. April 22nd, Sphere to clients, the 200K plus playbook. Veronica Diquez is from South Park. She'll be coming in. It's going to be from 1 to 4. This is really about, turning your Sphere to actual clients, not just keeping them in your database. There will be more to this. We just got this on the calendar, so please sign up for this. We're super excited to bring her here to Charleston.
This is great because you get to learn from top agents in other areas. Right. We always, one of the myth understandings in the MREA, you ever heard of that book, that MREA thing, that book? Yeah, maybe you've heard of it. Right? I hope for all the kings. Right. One of the myth understandings is that it works in your market, it doesn't work in mine. And what's really cool is that's completely false. Learning from people in other areas that are building big businesses, everybody in this room, I know for a fact, especially the individuals that I talk to on a regular basis, call themselves a referral-based agent and want to work their sphere. It's classes like this and perspectives that can get gleaned from classes like this that'll really change your business and optimize certain things you're doing. So definitely dive into this. Plus, great referral network out.
Yeah. And then we have the Q1 2026 market recap. This will be again at Weapons. Okay. Yeah. April 23rd. I think is that yeah, April 23rd. It will be at DR Horton's headquarters again. So we're super excited by that. There's a fly buzzing around that's distracting me too. It's been buzzing around the whole time. Anyways, we have always had a great turnout for this. If you have not been to this is crucial for your business when you're going on listing appointments, when you're working with buyers, knowing the stats of the market. If you're not comfortable with it, or maybe you are and you just want to dive deeper on this is the class to go to. Anything you want to add?
Definitely show up this. Understand what's going on from a metro standpoint. In Charleston, that's what you're paid. You're literally paid as the market, as the local market. Make sure you understand this information and you can jump on Market of the Moment call every morning, Tuesday through Thursday. We have a Market of the Moment call and we talk about some of these numbers. How many active listings are there? What's the days on market right now? The whole 9 yards. So
yep. And then I think this is the last one we'll talk about right now, but the AI listing lab will be April 30th with Sydney Seymour. She is our regional tech trainer. She's coming down here to Charleston to teach this class. It's win the listing before you walk in, and you're going to be utilizing AI in this. I know everybody wants to dive deeper on AI. She taught a class. When was it? Last year. Anybody go to her AI class?
Yeah.
It was great, wasn't it? Yeah, well, she went over a lot of the options that you can use, and there's so many things out there, so it's really nice to be able to narrow that down. Correct. So this will be more focused on the listing side of things, so please come to this. It's a great opportunity to have her here in Charleston teaching class where you don't have to go to Charlotte for this.
Well, you've heard that statement. Anybody follow that guy, the Purgation or whatever he is on Instagram?
Yeah,
He's hysterical. One of the things he talked about the other day, he said that he hates that statement people are making. Like AI won't replace real estate agents, but the individuals that use AI will replace those that don't. And he hates it because of one core component. It's that sounds good, great, and grand, but how? Here's how. Right? And really, AI comes down to two pieces: efficiency and lead gen. And Sydney does a great job at walking through how you can leverage both of those components of artificial intelligence or chat or any your preferred, right? In your business so that you can create efficiency in systems and so that you can create lead gen opportunities, right? Huge opportunity. If you have questions around it, shoot me an email. There's a playbook, the AI playbook in KW. Awesome resource as well. So jump into that.
Do you
talking about
want to
Red-
talk to Red Day? Anybody?
Okay.
Holly? Holly?
Oh my God, yeah.
Right now. Wearing red, like, if you're wearing red, like, you can like. Anyway. Well, I want to thank Christina Green. Christina Green has brought, Christina and Tony are part of our culture committee. They're the heads of our culture committee. I'm a member of the culture committee, and Christina's partnership with, she created a partnership with Hoof Prints in the Sand. It is a equestrian therapy center, and we are going to go partner with them to go give back. Would you like to talk a little more about it?
Sure, yeah. So it's an equestrian therapy center for our veterans, first responders, and Gold Star families. We created a day, well, May 14th, that's Red Day, guys, but we're going to be out there all day. You guys can come out there for part of the day, or you can come out there for the whole day. You don't have to even say, I'm only going to be there for the morning or the afternoon. You can kind of come and go as you please, but there's going to be several projects out there that you can help with, such as gardening. You can help build Adirondack chairs, picnic tables, and fencing. There's also going to be an opportunity to help groom the horses and work with their equipment too. They also have donkeys out there to play with, chickens and mini horses. It's beautiful. And then at the end of the day, we're going to grill with some of the veterans and first responders and their families, and also the people that work there at the organization. So please come out, guys.
And we
support. It's
can,
gonna be a lot.
I was saying, we can't bring BYOB, but
Yes.
we're probably gonna be doing that after we operate the heavy machine. So just giving you the heads up there, but. Pressure down to the. But Red Day's an amazing day where all the KW offices, not just us locally, but all the Keller Williams offices internationally, we all close our doors and we go give back to our community. And so this is what we're doing for our office. And it's so cool to, like, while you're doing it, to think that, wow, like all these other offices are connected on the same day doing something in their community. So, if you register, you're going to kind of pick which category you want to be a part of. I like tools, I like power drills. So I will be in the building picnic tables and Adirondack chairs. But there's some different, and I know Delicia's going to be in the gardening department. So pick a place and we're going to be out there all day and having fun. Cool. Do we need to bring our own tools? There are some tools, they do have tools. However, they said the more the merrier. So let's all bring some stuff that you have at home.
Yeah,
And
if you have a hammer, bring it. They don't have 50 hammers.
yeah, so we'll kind of get some more details, more of our fine details as we kind of get some more information from them. They did say there's a donation list. So if we're gonna create, you guys remember how we did the client playbooks for canned goods around Thanksgiving and how you can reach out to your database and reach out to community to help out. I'm gonna give you guys another playbook schedule to reach out for some of the things that they need donated to their facility. So lots of good things to come, but I mean, it's all the way in May, but we're planning now so we can get ahead of it. So we're excited for it. And we hope to see you guys soon.
And on April 25th, they're having a fundraising event out there. It's called Denim and Diamonds. So if you guys want to go out there for that, they're going to have fun dinner and dance and
Oh yeah,
fundraising.
they've got like a school string quartet that's gonna be playing music. So we'll send some more information out in the recap and as we hear more information. Cool beans?
Cool.
All right.
All right. Let's give our committee. Bites in zero gravity.
So they say,
Yeah.
how you know it?
Also,
I mean, I was there, I was up in space the other day and I tried it. It's pretty sick.
pretty sad.
It writes underwater and I did try that. It's pretty sick. Yeah, it's just the small things in life, I'll tell you what. All right, so I have the awesome opportunity to talk to so many agents on a daily basis and it really filled my bucket, so to speak. And there's these, I realized, especially after a 3-year period of a different market, let's call it normalizing market, there's this common theme in complexity, right? And we in 2020 to 2022, things felt real easy. It was that speed-based market that we call it, right? We separated ourselves by being the one that just ran for whatever problem that was. We just beat everybody there. In this particular market, it's a little different, right? And we tend to complicate everything. We know that success lies in the simple. So who's listening to that MREA podcast? Yes. Yeah. What do you think of that?
Mary Butter?
Yeah.
Well, some of them are fantastic, some of them are a little boring, but
That's an applaud. Good job.
I always take something useful from them. And normally what I do is if I'm driving to Goose Creek, I just put a podcast on and instead of listening to music, I listen to it and
Takes forever.
you know,
Goose is pretty.
Goose Creek.
No.
So it's right. It's one of the podcasts I listen to. The other one is Bigger Pockets. The other one is I listen to 2 or 3 podcasts and it just helped me keep up with things.
Yeah.
But they have like they bring in like stars in one aspect of the business.
That's right.
So someone who built their business based on open houses and they delve into it, or someone that built their business on social media, they delve into it. It's always a nugget.
100%. I agree. And that's one of the reasons that I like it so much is one, it's typically going and when we have a problem, when we have friction in our business, well, what we should do is we should ask who's already overcome that friction. Right, number one. And then number two, what's the model that they implemented in order to get the result that I'm searching for? And what's cool about that podcast is Jason Abrams has gone and done that for us and then goes and takes notes and like down on one page and helps us implement that, right? And change the trajectory of our business moving forward. So there was this guy, Matt Miali. Where'd Kristen go?
Elton.
What in the heck? My goodness, now I have questions there.
Wow.
Yeah, that was tough. No, that only ain't bastard.
It wasn't your tips.
Oh, geez, too. And don't steal it. You're gonna steal it. I know it. My bad. I gotta put it in my pocket. So there's this model. It's called the simple equation for a profitable team. Now, I know everybody that's an individual agent just completely shut their brains off. Turn it back on. Because this isn't just about building a profitable team. That's numbers 4 and 5 of the 4 core competencies that he put up on this model. But core competencies number 1, 2, and 3 apply to everybody in this room, whether I'm building a team, whether I'm an individual agent or not, right? Beautiful thing about this is that he simplified this model, and I'm going to encourage all of you to go. One, we'll send this model out in the team meeting recap, and then 2, scan that little barcode and listen to this episode. Jen, we talked about this earlier. And the other reason I love this is because there's a lot of people, and I've had a lot of conversations like this as well, that people are just tired. People are saying this has been challenging. We've made it through 3 years of this normalizing market. The reason it feels so challenging is because it's relative to what it was, it's quite different, right? And usually that's because we complicate everything. Because we're doing things that we probably, if we stopped doing them, we get time back in our life that nobody noticed when we noticed that we're no longer doing them, then we probably get an even better result because now we're going to invest that time in the right things as compared to the things that we think we're supposed to be doing. I can't tell you how many, and myself, I can't tell you how many times I go and take X, Y, and Z on and say yes to everything, thinking that it's going to help me get to X, Y, let's say. And in reality, all it does is just spread me completely thin and then limit my result because I'm working on the wrong things and waste all of that time. What's really cool about Matt Miali's model is he focuses on just 3 things right off the rip. And that says, if you're not signing something, selling something, or setting an appointment, shouldn't be any, then you're doing something. Those are the only three things on a daily basis that I should be focused on. Now, with great partners in the mortgage space, in the branding space, right? In the brokerage space, whatever it is, leveraging those resources help us do those things even more. Keep our time focused on the 20%, right? I read something the other day that said when you're focused on the 80%, you actually only get 20% of the result. We say all the time from the 6-person perspectives that 20% of your activities attain 80% of your result. I've never thought of it in when I'm actually focused on the 80%, when we're going to get 20% of the result. That was a cool flip for me. Immediately, I stopped doing some things. I don't like wasting time. So we said, if you're not signing something, selling something, you shouldn't be selling it. I started this podcast also with something that was very different for KW. He started with customer experience, first and foremost, not lead generation. Why would that be the case? No. To an extent, it's actually something else. It can be. Like where your head's at, actually, you can see. You're saying that if I have a great consumer experience, then I'm going to be able to sustain additional business into the future. To an extent, yes. But
For my customer, they're not going to sign you.
that's right. That's right. And what happens to my confidence when I believe in the value that I provide? It increases. When the value that I provide, and I have a lot of confidence in that value that I provide, it's lead generation easier. It absolutely is easy. So he starts with this idea, consumer experience is first and foremost. He breaks it down. He says that consumer experience has to be three things. What happens for the first meeting? What's going on? You can find that fly.
Did you find that fly?
Do you want to run down? I'll do my best to reach out. It's kind of asking for you. It's tough around, right?
I thought I knew something.
Yeah. It's like, geez, the bubbles. Sorry. It's got you, my guy.
Oh, nice. So, customer experience is good that much. So customer experience, what happens from the first meeting to close? Because we have to get someone to agree to meet with us. Stranger must say yes to a conversation about something they don't fully understand. And the easiest way to do that is to understand from our perspective and then articulate to them what happens from first meeting to closing. What is it that I'm going to help you do? Second, what does the client receive? What does the client receive? And then third, what does follow? Here's what's cool. I think of it this way. And Alan, we've talked about this actually in the past. There are three core components of consumer experience answering those questions: unique insight, unique access, and unique service. Unique insight, somebody's learning something that they wouldn't have otherwise understood so that they can get what they want because they're in our network. Faster than they thought they could. Number two, unique access. Unique access is things like client events, community. It's also things like resources, like loan officers, right? Great. The whole 9 yards, home warranty, doesn't matter what its partners look like. Unique to your experience is access to these great experts and professionals to help solve our problems moving forward. And then lastly, service. What do you get and what more specifically does it feel like when you work with me as compared to work with Alicia? Both are great, but we're going to fit somebody different, right? And we're going to solve in different ways people's problems and make them feel good. So understanding that and being able to articulate it is the first core competency so that we can get to the second, which is understand our lead gen playbook. And what does lead generation mean?
Making new friends.
Thank you for the love of people. You've heard that before?
Maybe.
Maybe once or twice. Really is making friends. What's the first thing you do the first thing you think of when you hear regeneration. You hear, hey, you hear cold calling from that. That's where your head goes. But in reality, those might not totally be connected to your authenticity. Right? Cold calling can work. I see it work all the time. Right? When they for your team works very well. And I've also seen it not work from people that don't enjoy it. Right? I've seen client events work at a really high level for some. I've seen them absolutely fall on their face for others. Why? Because we didn't give any thought into our authenticity, right? In what we enjoy. Understanding that regeneration is just making you friends. You have to identify the three core pillars for that, for Matt Miali and team. I understood that it was database growth. Understand that it was consistent communication plan and follow up. They understand that it was client events and giveaways. What is that for you? So from an action item standpoint, I would start with identifying what does it feel like to work with me? What does it feel like to work with AJ? What does my client get at the end of the day? And again, go to feel. People don't care what you say, they care about how you make them feel. So what does that feel like? And what are the peaks and troughs through the transaction? So then at the end of the day, they make everything a 10, even though there might have been some 2s and 3s through that experience. Right? Because if it's rated a 10, what's going to happen at the end of the day, Nancy? Yeah, good way to pay attention. Yeah.
I was actually thinking, I have a deal that's closing soon. It's very hard. What you just said, I was thinking of what you said, but sometimes it's 2s and 3s.
Yeah.
People called me up, the other day because we've had a very difficult seller, whatever. So they called me up and they said, we have good news, bad news, and good news, because this is the final thing, either we agree, we're done. And they called me up and they said, we have bad news and good news, what do you want? At first I said that. And they said, bad news is you're still on maturity. So it is basically because it's been 2s and 3s, but they trust me. And so that's why I was.
Well, and the other piece, yes, and there are 2s and 3s,
Yes.
and it's the beginning, peak, and people are going to rate years as the overall score of consumer experience, right? So Nancy has to focus on then ensuring that there is a 10 somewhere through that experience because she knows that it's real estate that was a 2 or 3. But what you also get when you create a 10 at the end of the day is a sustainable business and referrals, right? So going back to then lead generation, after I've identified what it feels like to work with me, what are the 3 ways that I'm going to meet people in an authentic way I stay consistent with and that I enjoy doing in order to get more people into my database? Then, honestly, what are my production standards for me? Based on my goal at the end of the year, and based on understanding what I get when I achieve that goal, and also understanding what my life looks like when I don't get that. Did you hear that? That's important. Understanding what I don't get, that can be a motivator for some too. Most human beings tend to run from pain, not run to pleasure. So by flipping that over and saying, not just what do I get when I achieve my goal and make my $200,000 a year, what do I get? What do I not get? I don't get that $200,000 a year, right? Can sometimes be more motivating for individuals. Based off of that, what are the standards that I'm going to hold to for myself or for my team, right? Every day, so that I can reach that goal. For them, it was show up. And you know that get up, dress up, show up. Honestly, that is sometimes there are some days that's the biggest win. You know, on this, it is. Give yourself grace. That's an awesome win. I just get up, dress up, and show up. Sometimes not letting the train go down to 0 and letting it come down to a 5 or a 6. That's okay. That's a win. We kept moving in the right direction. Second, be accountable and track my numbers. Track, report 5 days a week, even report the zeros. I'm not saying you have to go and report those to a coach. I would suggest you do. You're not in career development and you're selling less than 9 deals a year. I think you should be in Breakthrough 120, and I think you should be in a coach program. Period. Right? Just shameless plug. Right? And in that, well, how does it work? Because there's track. Because we're understanding on a daily basis, how many agreements did we sign, how many appointments did we set, how many contracts were written. Why is it important that we're tracking those three?
See what we're good at and then see where the best are.
That's right. Tracking the result becomes super sad. It can become super discouraging. Track the activity. It's leading to the productivity of the result.
And the conversion rate.
And the conversion rate. So when I'm tracking those, I can't understand the conversion rate unless I understand how many agreements I signed, how many appointments I set, how many letters I read. So I don't even know those numbers. I can't even get to the next level, which is what can I do to increase my skill and increase my activity in order to get a better conversion rate and save time, like I had just said. I love that point. And last, or third, it needs a 5 new friends. 5 new friends a week. What would my life look like? And how would my life be different if I had 5 new people and friends into my database every week? Now, when we hear that number, does that sound hard? No, why don't we do it? I don't know, but ask yourself, what stops us from doing it? I'm not saying I'm very good at it. I'm horrendous at times. Because,
already have a long to-do list. You're right, so we're always.
yeah, I just need let the 80% get in my way. Why? Because the 80% is so stinking noisy. Put in some earplugs and just focus on the things that matter. And honestly, it's these 3 things at the top of the page. How would that make my life different? What's so funny is when we ignore the 80%, we realize that it's really not that much of a fire. It's probably just some little thing on the ground smoldering. Whatever, just look the other way. Turn out the music, I know it's there. Right? It's fine. Then lastly, do 2 consultations per week. At average conversion rates, that turns into 25 to 3 months of periods. Do 2 consults a week. If I'm making 5 new friends, every week I'm probably gonna have the opportunity to do 2 new consults. What would my life look like at the end of the year? Should I just focus on these 3 core competencies? Now the others are more applicable if you're growing a team, right? And that's good, great, and grand. But even a team needs these first 3 core competencies to go and create the foundation and build upon with numbers 4 and 5. How I would write this down and I would ask yourself this after the meeting. By doing this, how would this make my life different? And truly answer it. I play that game with yourself. And I promise you at the end of the year, the probability of you hitting your goal is much higher than if you didn't play that game. Because you'll continue to stay in the rat race of the 80%. None of us really want that. So with that said, probably not. This works. Where's my thing? Oh, it's in my pocket. So if you have any questions or if you want to go through what this could look like in your business, scan this barcode, jump on my calendar. I'm always available for consults. Building our business plan is imperative. You need to understand what we want at the end of the year. We have to understand how we're going to get it. And they talked about it with that. We'll find a person again. I'm gonna be in business with y'all. If you need anything, let us know. I'm gonna go get some water. Water.
Sticking around for the contracts class today. That starts at 1:30, so take a break. That's gonna be on the new FinSim. I think that's required reporting. Big deal. The broker world. So. Perfect. I don't know what else to say besides big deal. This house is on us.